And global affairs analyst Kim Dozier. Kimberly, good morning to you. So let's start with the new development about the European leaders who've also been invited. Talk to me about the significance of having them join this conversation, although we don't yet have confirmation of which will accept the invitation.
I think the most important thing of having them in the room, hopefully Finnish President Stubb will come because they are more trusted by Trump and Zelensky than the two men trust each other. I think also having them in the room to interject instead of having Zelensky have to defend his own position could be a key way to avoid another Oval Office blowup. So hopefully there will be as many of them in the room as possible, in a sense, as a buffer between the two men, and also as a way to point out to Trump gently that he lost in Alaska, though he doesn't seem to realize that he did.
Yeah, this adoption of wanting to move to a peace deal, as analysts say, gives Putin more time to execute this war. There doesn't seem to be any incentive that wasn't present 24, 48 hours ago for Putin to end the war, does there?
Absolutely. One of the signs of a great negotiator is to get your opposition to adopt your position and your language as if it's their own. And that is what Putin succeeded in doing with Donald Trump in Alaska. On the way to that summit, Trump was telling reporters that he would be disappointed if there wasn't a ceasefire. He came out of the meeting, which was shorter than expected, saying that there was only one matter that wasn't resolved, but that it was really best to go to directly a peace deal rather than the ceasefire first. Abandoning his own position and trying to make it sound like a win. Trump watches the media a lot, so I do think he will be going into this Oval Office meeting bristling at the media labeling this summit as failed, when from his perspective, he's trying to see it as a win, or at least he's convinced himself that it's a win.
We just got confirmation that Ursula von der Leyen of the European Commission, she will be in attendance at the meeting tomorrow. Let's talk about what we've heard from some of these European leaders. There's a long list of statements that are optimistic. Even the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, said that President Trump is creating the opportunity to end the war. Optimistic in the statements and on social media. You're always clued in behind the scenes. Are they as confident kind of off the record?
Not at all. They know, however, how to handle Donald Trump, and that is always lead with praise. And realistically, the only way this war was going to end was with everyone at the negotiating table. And Donald Trump is the only one who didn't have the history standing up to Putin, therefore able to get Putin into a negotiating room. But what the Russians are asking for, reportedly going into the summit and since, are large parts of eastern Ukraine that they haven't yet captured in the grinding fight on the battlefield. That's a non-starter from the Ukrainian position. It leaves Russia able to just restart this war after Donald Trump is out of office, with even more territory in its hands in which to position troops. So Ukraine's not going to say yes to that. The Europeans will have to back them up and also provide the security guarantees that if the U.S. pulls out, they'll help Ukraine keep on fighting.
Yeah, it seems like the offers or the requirements for one side or the other are existential threats to the other. I mean, these security guarantees, Article 5 style, Putin has seen as an existential threat for Russia. And to give up a portion of Ukraine to end the fighting is not only anathema to Zelensky, it's unconstitutional in Ukraine. Let me ask you this. The President Trump, says that if tomorrow goes well, he wants to get Zelensky and Putin at a table together within the week. Do you think it's probable, even plausible, that those two will sit down at a negotiating table together as equals?
I think they'll both show up. I don't think enough advance work has been done diplomatically to produce results. Getting them together at this early stage with the positions so far apart could be an equation for fireworks and a confrontation, and possibly for Trump to walk away saying, "See, I tried." But in negotiations, you got to try. So anything moving forward is a possible step towards a peace solution, even though I'm skeptical of the results.
All right, meeting is tomorrow. Kimberly Dozier, thanks so much.